Coming up on Falcon Weekly, a new strategy to stop Trump. See how Ted Cruz and John Kasich are teaming up on the campaign trail in a last-ditch effort to keep Trump from getting enough delegates to clinch the GOP nomination.
Plus, Prince is topping the charts. The music icon is dominating iTunes and other music services since his unexpected death last week. We'll take a look back at Prince's musical legacy.
And breaking ground, UM is about to start a major construction project. Find out how the Mass Communication Building is becoming Strong Hall. Falcon Weekly starts right now. Hello and welcome to Falcon Weekly. I'm Hope Finley.
And I'm Courtney Boyd. Thanks so much for joining us for the final Monday edition of the spring semester. Republican presidential candidates John Kasich and Ted Cruz announced Sunday they're teaming up in an effort to stop their rival Donald Trump from winning the Republican presidential nomination.
Trump says they are colluding and desperate. Steve Nanitz has the report.
Republican candidates Ohio Governor John Kasich.
Look, I mean, this is a matter of resources.
And Texas Senator Ted Cruz.
After discussions with the Kasich campaign, we made a decision about allocating resources.
Joining forces in an effort to divide and conquer the remaining Republican contests. A late-in-the-game attempt to keep the frontrunner Donald Trump from reaching the 1,237 delegate threshold that would clinch the Republican nomination ahead of the Republican convention in July. Kasich turning his focus to Oregon and New Mexico.
I'm not campaigning in Indiana, and he's not campaigning in these other states.
And Cruz to Indiana.
John Kasich has decided to pull out of Indiana to give us a head-to-head contest with Donald Trump.
Their rationale, Trump cannot beat Hillary Clinton in a general election.
If Donald Trump is the nominee, Hillary Clinton wins.
I think what Donald Trump needs to understand is that he cannot beat Hillary Clinton.
And they're running out of time.
After tomorrow night, there are only 10 more primary contests left. In order to stop Donald Trump to get to 1237, you got to stop him now.
Donald Trump immediately responded to Sunday's announcement on Twitter, saying, quote, Lion Ted and Kasich are going to collude in order to keep me from getting the Republican nomination. Desperation. And today, he added,
in politics, you're allowed to collude. So they colluded, and actually I was happy because it shows how weak they are.
But all the candidates say it's ultimately up to the voters, and 5 states hold their contest tomorrow. In Washington, I'm Steve Nannis.
Tuesday, April 26th, Republican and Democratic candidates fight for delegates in the states of Connecticut, Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania, and Rhode Island. Exciting news for the Department of Communication.
The university will be breaking ground on the brand new Strong Hall Wednesday afternoon. Strong Hall is an addition to the current Mass Communication Building. The new wing will unite the communication studies and mass communication programs in one building, with a new TV studio, new classrooms, computer labs, and faculty offices. The construction of the building was made possible by Michael Strong and his son John Paul Strong. Department Chair Dr. Randall Scott says the new facility will greatly benefit UM.
We're really excited about it. We're going to have new classrooms, new equipment. It's going to be so much better to help teach our students what they need to know to go out there and get a job.
The ceremonial groundbreaking will take place at 4:30 this Wednesday afternoon at the current Mass Communication Building. Falcon Weekly will live stream the ceremony on Facebook and Periscope.
This month marks the 20th anniversary of National Poetry Month, and UM has found an interesting way to celebrate. The UM English and Art departments presented prints and poems this afternoon in the J.A. Brown room in the library. Professor Jim Murphy's creative writing class wrote poems, while Professor Colin Williams' screen printing class made prints inspired by the poetry.
Alpha Gamma Delta hosted their first human foosball game today. It started at 4 p.m. on the disc golf fields. All the proceeds went to diabetes education and awareness through the Alpha Gamma Delta Foundation.
Falcon Weekly's Elia McCutcheon covered the event live on our Facebook page this afternoon. Just search for Falcon Weekly on Facebook to rewatch his report on the human foosball competition.
It's almost that time of year again, finals week. Final exams will start Monday, May 2nd, and will finish up on Friday, May 6th. For a detailed schedule of test times, check out our Facebook page.
Remember, any student having 3 or more examinations scheduled on the same day may petition their college dean for approval to take a provisional exam. For any other questions about finals week, contact the registrar's office at the phone number or email listed on your screen.
And speaking of finals week, midnight breakfast is back again. Starting Sunday, May 1st, the CAF will be open from 10 p.m. until midnight. Students can enjoy free breakfast foods, a DJ, and other activities while taking a study break. Faculty and staff volunteer to serve food to hungry students. Midnight breakfast is a name event. The Kappa Chi chapter of Phi Mu is holding their Grand Slam softball tournament to benefit Children's Miracle Network hospitals. The tournament will take place on Tuesday, April 26th out in the intramural fields.
Entrance into the tournament will be $3 and will include a raffle ticket. Tickets will be on sale the day of the event, and all of the proceeds of the event will go to the Children's Hospital of Alabama in Birmingham. Phi Mu wants to encourage everyone to come out and have fun while playing ball.
Remember, there's more news online 24/7. Just search for Falcon Weekly on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to see more stories and news updates throughout the week.
Coming up, how do construction companies battle for business? With bulldozers. See what happens when these heavy machines fight it out on a public street.
And turning controversy into a craft beer, see how one Alabama brewery has developed a new drink in Governor Bentley's honor. We'll tell you the inspiration behind the unimpeachable Pale Ale. Those stories and more when Falcon Weekly returns for The Buzz.
Welcome back to Falcon Weekly. Now it's time to take a look at some trending stories.
Joining us for The Buzz are Ann-Leah Nance and Matt Harchuk. So what do you have for us today, Ann-Leah?
Thanks, guys. Prince music has once again topped the charts. After the singer's untimely death Thursday, more than 230,000 albums and more than 1 million songs were sold in just one day. The music legend's unique combination of pop, rock, and funk defined an entire generation. Michaela Pariah takes a look at some of Prince's biggest hits.
Prince, the trailblazing superstar singer, prolific songwriter, and mystifying instrumentalist, leaving an indelible imprint on the world of music. The pop and R&B virtuoso leaping onto the scene in the late 1970s with the hits I Want to Be Your Lover. His ascent to stardom cemented with his double album 1999, which went platinum and featured 6 hit singles.
Tonight I'm gonna party like it's 1999.
Prince's unbridled creativity and signature flamboyant style unleashed in 1984.
Touch it with my stomach.
The film Purple Rain and its Grammy and Academy Award-winning soundtrack taking the world by storm. Smashes like When Doves Cry, Let's Go Crazy, and the legendary Purple Rain. Prince's crooning vocals on his 1986 sexually charged hit single Kiss, arguably one of the most recognizable songs in R&B and pop history.
Don't have to be rich to be my girl. You don't have to be cool to rule my world. Ain't no particular size I'm more compatible with. I just want your extra time in your.
His wildly inventive 2007 Super Bowl halftime performance of Purple Rain in the Rain, considered by many as the greatest of all time.
Purple rain, oh yes. Don't it feel good? Only wanna see you. Can I play this guitar?
He'll He'll always be remembered for his unrivaled showmanship and taste for the eccentric.
We are gathered here today to get through this thing called life.
Selling more than 100 million records in his 4-decade-long career. Winning 7 Grammys, an Oscar, and 5 #1 singles. An ardent champion of personal and artistic freedom, Prince was a force to be reckoned with. He truly was one of a kind.
All right, guys, so what are your favorite Prince songs?
I like Kiss, and it's kind of funny because some of the songs that like I love, I go back and I'm like, wow, Prince actually sang that. Like I would have never known. Like I'm learning so much about Prince from his death, but it's kind of neat to go back and be like, oh, so that's who sang it,
Right.
So,
Yeah, I'm a Raspberry Beret fan. That's my favorite. It's just so catchy, and I don't know, it's one of the best in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go with Red Corvette. I don't know, it just stands out to me.
Such a heartbreaking story. In other music news, Beyonce's new album Lemonade is buzzing all over social media, but a lot of the hype generated by the Beehive is because of a case of mistaken identity. Beyonce released Lemonade on HBO entitled Over the Weekend. One of his songs, Sorry, contains lyrics that refer to a cheating lover, and fans think Queen Bee is talking about Jay-Z. Loyal Beyonce fans took to social media and targeted Rachel Roy, the ex-wife of Jay-Z's former best friend. But some of the online attacks mistakenly focused on celebrity chef Rachel Ray. The post pledged to boycott Ray's recipes and TV show. Rachel Ray has not commented. Meanwhile, Rachel Roy posted on Twitter her respect for marriages and families. Lemonade will later be available on iTunes. All right, you guys, so what are your thoughts on the little online attacks on Rachel Ray?
I mean, mistaken identity, I mean, they're obviously two totally different people, but they kind of look alike, so I can understand how it kind of got mistaken. But I don't know. It's just like, I mean, if she's going to say all this stuff about him, like, just come out and be like, did he do it? Did he not do it? Like, let's not try to pull in other people, That's just my opinion on it.
I think because she is such an idol for so many people that, we're teaching young girls, don't be with guys who treat you like dirt, so why are you with a guy who's cheating on you?
Yeah.
And then you're just writing a song about it. Like, you're pulling a T-Swift move,
Yeah.
and you're acting like that. Like, come on, Beyonce. But
Yeah, I mean, she is such an icon in the world, and so many people look up to her. And then, like we were talking about it earlier, you're showing all this stuff where, oh, he cheated on you, then at the end of the video, you show him you're together.
Right.
Supposedly happy, so I don't really know where she's going with it.
I just feel bad for Rachel Ray. It doesn't help that both her and Rachel Roy's name start and ends with an R, like Rachel Ray.
Yeah.
I was like, I could see how they kind of mixed up on it, and I would love to have picture Rachel Ray's face when she saw these, like the attacks, like what's going on?
And poor Rachel Ray, like she's such a good cook. She has a great show. I love Rachel Ray, and I'm like, no, she would never do something like that. Like, no.
I don't recall being with Jay-Z. All right. If you enjoyed this next story too much, you'll be feeling the buzz. The Salty Nut Brewery of Huntsville will debut its new unimpeachable pale ale and marking tribute to Governor Robert Bentley's affair scandal with former political advisor Rebecca Caldwell Mason. The drink's logo makes references to a leaked recording of a phone call between Bentley and Mason. The ale will be available in May and will come in 32-ounce cans when the Growler Law takes effect on June 1st. For more information, check out our Facebook page. All right, you guys, so if you had the opportunity, would you buy this beer?
I think I would. I mean, I like peaches. I really like peaches. And, craft beer is becoming more of a thing, especially in, like, the local environment. But, I mean, look at that label. How could you not want to buy that?
Comedy relief. I love it.
Yeah. I mean, I might buy it just for the label, just to say I have it, but I don't like peach flavored or peaches. So I don't know if I'd actually like try it just because I just don't think I would like it in general. But I might just buy it because of the label because it's so funny.
I mean, I gotta go with that too. The label, it just captures your eye, and you just want to try it, and so I probably would try it.
I would. So. I know I definitely would, especially if I could. I can imagine my grandma opening it in my fridge, and there it is. What is going on? All right, here's something you don't want to see in your neighborhood. Nala, a 4-month-old tiger, was found wandering near homes in the Texas town of Conroe. After being quickly contacted, Animal Control captured the tiger, who was found wearing a collar and leash. They later went on to say that the tiger acted like a domesticated and playful cat. The authorities are asking for assistance in locating the owner. So, how would you guys feel if you saw a wandering tiger in your neighborhood?
Well, she actually looks a lot smaller than what I was expecting. I was expecting like a huge tiger, but I mean, I would be scared, I'm not going to lie, but at the same time, I'm such an animal freak that I would probably walk up to it and be like, oh, come here. But I don't like that her name is Nala, because Nala is from Lion King, and lions and tigers aren't the same.
Yeah, I thought about that too. Like, I was like, wait, Nala is a lion, not a tiger. But I think, I mean, it's so cute, like this little baby animal. And if they say it's domesticated, like, I mean, I would go up and pet it and try to make it love me.
I'd probably keep my distance for a little bit because, like, I'll be like, is that really a tiger? Like, trying to figure out and see, you know, if it's hungry or not. So just kind of feel the situation.
Well, it's like the spray painted dog. Have y'all ever seen that?
Yeah,
the dog that got spray painted like they look like a tiger. Not obviously, but animal paint, and it looked like a tiger. People freaked out about that. I feel like it would be that kind of situation. You wouldn't be sure what's going on.
Right.
I would be the one recording the tiger. Like, here we are in the wild.
I would be calling everybody, be like, "Oh my gosh, you'll never believe what I'm seeing right now. I promise I'm not crazy." But you know,
cute story. Many kids grow up playing with trucks and bulldozers, but eventually grew out of it. But that's not the case for these two construction companies in China. Two rival companies battled their bulldozers in the middle of a public street as they fought over getting new business. In the end, 6 bulldozers and other construction machines crashed into each other. One bulldozer eventually flipped over on its side. At one point, the video shows another bulldozer trying to flip it back over, but it ends up crashing back on its side. Sock 'em block 'em.
But instead of robots, it's bulldozers.
Would y'all want to take part in that fight?
I think I would try. Like, I mean, if I'm wearing safety gear and I know I'm not going to get hurt or anything, I would totally, you know, play in a bulldozer or something.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how to work a bulldozer.
I don't know.
I think it's kind of hard.
Before I crash into another one.
I mean, I would try it, but then I don't know why I just keep thinking, like, I can't believe it really went that far that I want to know, like, all right, fine. Damn, let's go, you know? So, I don't know. I just find that hilarious.
That is funny.
Thanks, Ann-Leah and Matt. Still ahead, many UM sports teams said goodbye to regular season play this past weekend. We'll recap all of them and show highlights from a baseball game against North Georgia.
And the women's basketball team has a new head coach. Hear what special place he already holds in the Montevallo record books. Falcon Fever is next.
Welcome to the final Falcon Fever of the spring semester. I'm Choreographia with a look at this week's sports. Kicking off the sports news from this past weekend, the Montevallo lacrosse team faced off against Young Harris on Friday. This was a semifinals match for the Gulf South Conference Invitational, and Young Harris came ready to play. Montevallo was held scoreless in the first half and would eventually lose the match by a score of 19-2. Also on Friday, Montevallo sophomore Kelsey Vining was named the Peach Belt First Team All-Conference. Vining led the entire conference in batting average and stolen bases. She hit for an incredible .483 batting average and swiped a total of 41 bases this season. Kelsey was also named one of the top 25 finalists by the National Fast Pitch Coaches Association for their 2016 National Player of the Year award on Wednesday. The baseball team wrapped up the regular season over the weekend in a 3-game series and clinched a spot in the conference tournament along the way. UM defeated North Georgia by a score of 9-8 in the first game and a score of 16-5 on Saturday. Unfortunately, the Falcons fell short in the last game with a score of 8-6. As rapper Drake would say, UM's got the home runs running back to back. Senior Jeremy Hyde and Taylor Walker shined in Game 2, knocking solo home runs in the bottom of the first. Hyde and Walker would both homer again, Walker in the 4th and Hyde in the 8th, as Montevallo took the lead early. You can rewatch the entire game on the Montevallo For You YouTube channel. Be sure to cheer on the Falcons as they compete in the Peach Belt Conference Championship beginning May 11th in South Carolina. Moving on to track and field, the women's team finished in 3rd place in the Peach Belt Conference Championship. This is the highest finish in program history. Freshman Katie Nelson was named Freshman Track Athlete of the Year, and Hunter Shavery was named the conference All-Sportsmanship Team. The men's track and field team also competed in the PBC Championship over the weekend. Junior Brandon Farish was the runner-up in the decathlon, and Darius Woody was the runner-up in the 800-meter run. The Falcons finished the event tied for 8th place with Clayton State University. Closing out sports, women's basketball was happy to announce the return of Gary Van Adda to the head coaching slot. He was welcomed back to Montevallo by Athletic Director Mark Richard in press conferences last Wednesday.
I've been told that history has a tendency to repeat itself, and that's exactly what we're looking to do, have history repeat itself.
But I was told a long time ago, when you start on a journey, you don't ever look behind, you don't ever look forward. But this is one of the places I could never help but always glimpse in the mirror to find out what was going on.
Van Adda coached the women's team from 1989 to 1996 and is the all-time winningest coach in the history of the program. In 1996, he took a job coaching the University of Tennessee Martin, where he also became the all-time winningest coach. The coach was inducted into the Montevallo Athletics Hall of Fame in 1999, and he looks to continue with his winning ways as he leads the Falcon on the court next season. And that's a look at this week's sports. For more recaps and scores, visit MontevalloFalcons.com.
Thanks, Corey. Finally this week, a British astronaut ran the London Marathon on Sunday, hundreds of miles above the actual race.
Tim Peake ran on a treadmill inside the International Space Station, just as the real marathon was going on below him in the British capital. Peake pre-recorded a race countdown that was played on the big screens at the starting line. During his race, he watched a virtual reality simulation of real runners who used the app called Run Social. Peake wrapped up his space marathon in about 3 hours and 35 minutes. So guys, have you ever ran a marathon?
No.
I think I would die. I literally would just pass out.
Yeah, I'm not much of a runner unless something is chasing me.
Yeah,
you know?
I think it's kind of cool that he kind of did it all on his own. You know, it wasn't like the atmosphere where you're running with other people.
Yeah.
He kind of just did it in
I would get really bored.
Yeah.
You know, like just sitting there running in space. I mean, did they like strap him down so he wouldn't like, you know, fly away with gravity?
I think they tied him to the treadmill.
Oh.
Yeah, one of the pictures he's like kind of like tied into something.
Yeah.
I think it's the next one that comes up. He's like tied into something and it looks really odd at first. Oh, there it is.
Oh. Well, good for him.
Yeah, good for him.
Well, that's all the time we have for this week's show. Thank you so much for joining us for our final newscast of the semester.
For more news and updates from MassCom students, reporters, be sure to tune back in to Falcon Weekly in the fall. Good luck on your finals and have a great summer.